Hello everyone, I hope everybody's doing well today. I've been kind of keeping up with making videos, which is awesome. Well, today I'm showing you a speed painting of Beauty in Threads. That's what I titled this. It was for a DeviantArt contest. I've done 3 or 4 of those, and I usually only do them if they are fun. I don't really do, they have a lot of them throughout the year, but I've only done the ones that I thought looked like a good time, essentially. So here's the prompt. Your challenge is to create an art avatar or an art avatar, an artistic alter ego that uses unconventional tools for their masterpiece. The form your character takes is yours to decide, so don't be afraid to think outside the box. When developing the character, consider how they make their art and what inspires their creativity. So what I chose to do was a spider woman. I chose a spider as my inspiration because they're nature's artists, and they make beautiful webs. And like many artists, I think go very unnoticed and kind of unappreciated in a sense. One of my goals was to capture my experience as an artist. Obviously, the prompt kind of had that in it. And for most of my life, I've done art for the sake of making art and because I want to. And I think this spider I try to represent that at the very least. The spider is alone in the forest, creating art for the sake of creating art. No one is watching her. There's no real purpose other than her desire to create. It's very natural to her. She works quietly under the light of the moon and creates tapestries with her silk over a mirror dropped by some random human. And she just works there in the forest using that. I also wanted her to wear her webs, giving her like a web dress and a veil, which was a lot of fun to paint. And the texture was really just scribbling. I really just scribbled over to give it like that webby, stringy texture. A lot of us like to work in the shadows or alone and at night, and I really wanted to capture sort of that, like with the Spider Woman lady, like that she's alone and she's just minding her own business. There's really no reason to her art other than the fact that she like wants to, and I think that that's probably the best motive, like because you want to, because you love it, you know. And so yeah, that was kind of my goal with this piece, was just to create a spider artist who kind of resembles a real artist in how they work and where they work. And so I'll talk a little bit about like the actual painting and like what my goals were. I feel like I achieved what I wanted for the most part, but there were some things that I had to leave out, or I didn't really render this piece all that much. Like it was pretty fast because I kind of was dumb and I didn't work on it as soon as I could. I saw the competition thing like a week before it was due. I was like, oh, that's enough time to get like a good illustration out for it. And first I wanted to design the character, so I did design the character. I did concept art for her, and then by the time it was time to actually do the illustration, I just didn't do it. And then it was like, okay, the last day, it's literally the day it's due. I have like 7 hours to do it, and I decided to play League and try to finish at the same time. So I'm actually working on it while I'm playing League on most of it, and then I would like die, or I would get into a loading screen or like character select, and I would start painting. And yeah, so I did it all in one day, and so I didn't have enough time to like really render or even plan everything. Like I quickly did a sketch and then I was like, whatever, I like this one, I'm just gonna go with it and run as fast as I can with it, basically. And yeah, so I wanted to, I don't know why, but I'm like obsessed with like dark, solemn, sad, not necessarily sad, but like very solemn, very alone, gloomy kind of pieces. Like I don't know why, but that's like my default kind of setting and atmosphere. I really love it, and I feel like I have been getting better at like capturing what I want that to feel like. So yeah, I went with that again, kind of, because I do that often. and I wanted that look, and I wanted her to be working on like a new piece, a new thread, and she was working over basically a glass, a mirror, I mean, that's been dropped by a human or something. Like they just dropped it, and now she uses it as her workplace. So she'll come to the mirror and she'll thread her threads, and then yeah, and she just does that in the forest, like all alone, all cute and pretty and tiny. No, I'm just kidding. And then also one of the big things when I design the characters, like I want her to look like she's wearing her threads as well. So I wanted it to look like she was wearing a web dress and webbed gloves made from her silk, and webbed, what are the things called on her head? Veil, like a veil on top of her head that's from her web as well. And so that was something that was interesting to try to kind of find a way to quickly represent that. And I really just scribbled with a pencil to make it look like a web, and I actually really like the result of her like clothing, her dress and all that. Something that I'm not really all that happy with is her spider body. I feel like it didn't look as great as I wanted it to, but to be honest, I have very little experience painting spiders, and so I'm not surprised. Also, with the clothing and the dress and stuff, I like, because the whole theme was kind of like an artist who creates art in an unconventional way, or like a different way from, you know, me myself who does it digitally and like by hand and whatnot. With my human hands, I thought it would be cool if she was wearing her art too, so she doesn't just like make tapestries or whatever with silk. She also just wears it on top of her, so I thought that would be cool. Like she's also wearing her art, and so I actually titled this Beauty in Threads, which is funny because I quickly just like wrote down whatever, because I was literally submitting it like the last 3 minutes of before the timeline, and I was like, and then later on I realized like, oh, that's actually kind of clever, like more clever than I thought initially. Like I kind of just quickly did it. So yeah, I guess I've been talking for kind of a long time, and you may have noticed, but I'm gonna do it again where I transition into another program. So I started this on my iPad on Procreate, and then I did some of the work I transferred it over to my computer and did some of the work on Photoshop, and then I went back onto Procreate, which is weird because normally I like to render and like finish pieces on Photoshop on my computer using my tablet, my Wacom tablet. But this time I felt like I enjoyed it, and it felt like it was easier. I don't know, like this time I moved over to back to Procreate to finish it, like the final little details and stuff. So yeah, you'll see that it'll change back to Procreate, and that's when you can't see like the UI and whatnot. And do I have anything else to say? I guess I mean, I really liked painting this piece, and I'm actually really proud of it. It's not like the cleanest, and the background's not really all that rendered or anything. I kind of just cheaply put together a background. It doesn't have like everything I necessarily wanted to have, but I am really happy with the results, to be honest. And yeah, I think her design is really cool and really fun, and I hope you like it. Hopefully I see you guys in the next video. If you like my art, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, or ArtStation. The links are below. Actually, I don't usually link my shit in the description, but you can click on my channel and it has like the links in the banner thing. They're all at MenoOG except for my Twitter is at MenoOG_. So yeah, if you like my videos, you can subscribe. If you like the art and you want to leave a comment, I really appreciate those. They're probably my favorite thing. It's the sweetest thing. I love comments, and yeah, have a great day and enjoy the rest of your day or night. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.